Hey folks, really hope my camera doesn't run out of power. I probably should have put it on the charger before I started all this, but it's the 23rd of April 2017, day 79, and I've really been thinking about the whole concept of monk mode. Since I've gone through 2.5 months of being on hard mode, and even before that, did that initial 3 months of Nofap. Still on Nofap, obviously, but um, as time goes on, like I'm getting really like to this point where like the it's kind of almost an inevitable conclusion for me that once you get past not physically manifesting the PMO habit, in other words, you don't masturbate, you don't go for the orgasm, then you get even further back, you get to the porn substitutes, you eliminate that. It just kind of becomes inevitable. This conclusion that fantasizing about the sex act and by extension anything else that you're wanting to accomplish in your life, anything else that would give you pleasure or release or the good feelings, the quote unquote happy juice, flooding your brain, your nervous system. um, it's just really pointless to fantasize about that kind of stuff, and it's a waste of time, and it really doesn't do anything except to leave you feeling disappointed and frustrated because it's kind of like you've had this whole experience in your head, in your mind, through fantasy, that you were actually doing that thing, whatever it was, whether it was running those 3 miles, whether it was asking that girl and going on that, idyllic, perfect date, or getting that A on your exam, or, getting hired at that one place you wanted to work at, whatever that is, whether it's Tesla, SpaceX, what have you. Um, getting that accomplishment. You spend all that time fantasizing about it, excuse me, imagining that it was real and that it actually happened, and then you come back and it's like, no, I'm actually not there. That wasn't real, and that will cause you a lot of frustration, a lot of disappointment. It's done that for myself. I mean, I had sort of a realization this morning as I was laying. Well, I don't really. I mean, I have a bed in a sense. I gotta clean up my futon. What's it called? It's like a foam pad, like this, what goes under my mattress. But I was laying on the floor, sleeping, and I'd slept the night, and I was kind of like waking up, and I almost got this about fantasizing about stuff, and I kind of stopped myself and I realized like this is completely pointless. Like there's no point to it, especially since like it's almost like my mind was going into that mode of trying to think about the most shocking things, most intense experiences I could have, whether PMO or not PMO related, to kind of give myself this sort of, you know, the good feelings. And I just realized, like, like I said, the pointlessness of it and the downsides and how I really don't want that. We really shouldn't be wanting that, but you gotta get to that point where you're not physically manifesting the habit or the addiction. You're not um, consciously manifesting it, through actually watching whatever it is you'd be watching. Um, and then you kind of like, just you get to that point where I think that conclusion is inevitable. So I will be definitely going ahead with the monk mode take on things. As I fill my time up every day with more and more activities that are completely unrelated to that, um, just like even if it's just reading a book like the 48 Laws of Power, or the final, what's my the one last Arabic language novel that's translated into English that I have on me, Search of Walid Masood by Jabra Abraham Jabra. I have, of course, 48 Laws of Power. I have those sort of things, but outside of that, my required reading. Well, that should probably be my first thing, but my required reading for like my history classes or study for aviation, exercise, whatever it is that I, on a given day that I choose to put my time towards, it just becomes easier and easier, and kind of just it becomes part of who I am, just to be in that monk mode sort of way of living. And it's kind of odd to think about it really like in a serious sense, because it almost seems like I should have been doing this for years. Like, it seems like that's what my father's been doing for years in his life. You know, just, I mean, yeah, being married, having kids, not necessarily a monk, but, you know, just not caught up in some fantasy world and actually just living his life and doing the best he could with it. So, you know, that's what I've got to do. That's what we've all got to do. So, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Um, and there are a couple more things. One thing that I've realized, like, for instance, I don't know if I went over, but you see what I'm wearing a t-shirt, got my shorts on. These are originally like swimming shorts. Well, they're kind of board shorts, but I got them for my swimming class like a couple semesters ago, and I occasionally wear them for running and exercise and that sort of thing. But one thing I've found is that just the act of of getting into this makes me more motivated to go and actually exercise. So it's something that I'm trying to do. And it's almost similar to ceremonial magic in a sense, like the use of theatricality and symbolism and just little actions here and there that kind of are designed to bring about a certain result. And mentally, like I associate getting into this with, okay, we're gonna do some push-ups, we're gonna go running, we're gonna do some crunches, we're gonna get some exercise done. So, um, other than monk mode that I talked about before, I guess it's kind of like I would call this second topic like the symbolism of action or the action symbolism or what have you. Just because like this is symbolically to me, like okay, we're getting into exercise mode. We're gonna go and we're gonna work out. We're gonna do some push-ups. Like on my little exercise pad here, that was like a folder that fell over. But I got that. I got this. Okay, we're gonna go exercise. We're gonna work out, and that's something I'm learning to use. Other than just thinking about monk mode and getting into that, trying to use certain like symbols to motivate myself to do things that I need to do, and to cause the kind of changes I want to have happen. Let's see. The third thing I want to talk about was the YouTube channel that I came across recently. Mad Mountain Monk. I actually was watching some of his videos today. It's like I just saw them. I just saw his channel. I don't remember how I came across it. If I think back, I think it was a few hours ago actually. It was I don't know if it had. Oh, I did a search on Nofap monk mode. That's what I did, and I came across some of his videos, and it's not that he necessarily talks about perhaps Nofap in and of itself, but he gets into sort of like it's kind of like transitioning from Nofap to a bunch of other related topics that kind of grow out of it, and things having to do with exercise and learning to not avoid pain in life and things of that nature. And I'd really recommend his channel from what I've seen of his content. It's Mad Mountain Monk. So I think that's it for me now. I don't want my camera to run out probably before I finish recording. So yeah. So it's day 79, and as life goes on, I do make these videos, but I'm getting more and more absorbed in life, and I do want each of these videos to have like a series of topics and point to them. But I think it's almost sort of a good sign that I'm becoming like less and less like, oh, it's day X, I need to make a video on some topic. I'm getting less and less towards that because other aspects of life are taking over and coming front and center, which is a good thing. So yeah. Anywho, each time I make these videos and upload them, I hope that they help someone out there. If you guys want me to do a video on some topic or so that would help you guys, in particular one individual or another, feel free to comment. Anywho, I think it's time to end this video, and I'm going to upload this and see you guys around. See you folks around. Bye.